guys, it's Sherry. Today we're going to be making a quilt pattern, and the first thing you want to do is pick out your colors. I have white, pink, and purple, and what I want to do with my purple is just add a little bit of pink to it. And then that way I kind of have a full bar, or half bar I should say. And then when you add your colors together, they kind of seem to blend nicer together and mix much easier, and the colors match nicely together. So I'm going to take, oops, I'm going to take my clay here. I'm going to roll it out, and then I'm going to run this through my pasta machine until it is well blended. Okay, so you see how much nicer that looks now that I added the pink, and it's just going to blend so much prettier together. So if you have a color that you really want to kind of match everything up, just add a little bit of your other color to that one and it'll blend real nice together. So same thing if I want to do the pink, and I'll show you that quickly because we'll just add another color. Why not? I'm going to show you. Let me take off a little piece of my pink here, and then I will add about the same amount in white. I'm going to show you one more time how adding just a little bit of the same color together just works out so nicely. And there. So just by adding, you see that slight difference? Now all these colors will just work very nicely together. And of course, I have dirt on my roller, so I'll just avoid that area. All right, so this is going to be a very quick video. I am going to end up fast forwarding a lot of this because it's like a repetitive thing to do. But I want to show you each step, so fast forwarding it is the best way to go about doing it, where you're not watching me for an hour cutting out clay and things like that. So I'm using this cutter. I love this square cutter. It makes it very easy to use. And then I will just cut out a bunch of blocks. And I am using saran wrap over it. This way nothing gets stuck in my cutter, and I'll end up with like rounded edges, and I love that look. So if you want more of a flat, don't use the saran wrap. If you want more of like a rounded edge, then use saran wrap and you'll get a beautiful rounded edge. Okay, I'm going to roll this out for my back. Okay, so now I will take each one of my little blocks here, and then I'm going to start laying them out on my clay to give myself that quilt looking pattern. And I want to make sure they're next to each other. And I want to try to make sure they're straight as well. And I will mix up all my colors to make sure that I have like a slight difference in my pattern. All right, so that is plenty for me. Next thing I want to do is just get my saran wrap once again. I'm going to roll this out. I just want to make sure everything is down nicely onto my other sheet of clay. Okay. And I will trim everything up. I'm going to get a large stamp that I have. And I am going to lay this right on here because I want a nice impression on here. And I'm going to press down. And now I have like a nice impression on here. I did not put ink on that because I did not want ink on here. I wanted to kind of continue keeping the look, but give it the impression that it's quilted. So now I will go over on this side. I'm going to do the same thing. And same thing with this one. If you have a stamp that you really like to fit the whole thing, that's perfect. But I really love these flowers, so I want to really incorporate them. And one more right there. Okay. So now it really looks like a quilted blanket almost. I'm going to bring this up so you can really see it. Can you see all those impressions? How pretty is that? Super, super simple. All right, so I decided that I'm going to use these cutters. I absolutely love these colors. And I'm just going to take different sections here. I want to kind of mix it up. I don't want exactly like a square there. I want to kind of maybe offset it a bit. How do I want to do this? I love this. Can you see how beautiful that looks? Absolutely love how this looks. Okay, so I actually want to add a few little something in this. I'm not sure if I want to do like faux pearls or I'm not sure. I got to think about this, how I want to do this. But it's so pretty. I feel like maybe I could put pearls in between each strand. That sounds like a good idea. I like that idea. And then maybe just do a couple little pearls on the flowers here and there. That's what I'm going to do. So I have my oven baked clay adhesive. I'm just going to add a tiny bit to my tile here. I don't need a lot of these. I'm going to get my wax pencil. And what I am going to do is I'm going to find different areas that like my flower, and I'm going to show you one real quick. So right here, I know I have like the middle of a flower. And then I'm going to take one of my pearls and then I'm going to push that in. And make sure that's in my little clay there. And I'm going to show you just on this one what I'm going to do. So like the little flowers here, I'm just going to do a couple little pearls here and there just to give it a little extra. And then I think when I do my strand of my pearls, that'll look really, really pretty. So hopefully I could do the strand of pearls, but I can't promise that until the time comes and I can see what I have going on. And the reason I'm putting the liquid adhesive on is to make sure that those pearls stay in once they're baked. Okay. And now I have my pearls in. Since I am going to do wire around these to do pearls in between, I think my best bet is to use my pins. And the reason I say to use my pins right away is because this way I don't have to put a back on everything. It'll already be done. It'll be a quick and easy process. So what I want to do is basically take my pin. I'm going to go corner to corner. So very carefully, I'm going to go right in the middle. And then I am going to push that through. May take a little practice to do this to make sure you don't come out from the top or the bottom. There. And then when you do that, you really got to make sure you're not mushing it. So you got to kind of lay it, like do it as if you're gonna, how do I want to explain this? So while you're doing this, you want to kind of keep in mind how you are going to create your piece. So I know this is going to be like my main piece here. This will be like the middle part. And these are like my little earrings, so I don't have to do anything with those. And then I think I'm going to connect them like going side to side, or I could connect them going long ways. So I need to kind of decide how I want to connect all my pieces. So I'm basically making these into beads so I could put a wire through everything. So I think I'm going to connect them all sideways. That's going to be my best bet, I think, to make it look the nicest. So I'm going to take a moment here and I'm going to go through each one, get it from side to side. You may have trouble the first time you do it, but the more you practice, it really is not difficult. It's just a matter of holding your hand. Like you want to hold your fingers in the back and the front. This way you kind of guide it, and then you'll feel if it wants to pop up through the top or if it wants to pop through the bottom, and then you could guide it a little bit differently. And then I like to lay it back down on my tile to make sure that I have the shape properly. So if you have never done that before, my suggestion would be get a piece of scrap clay, cut it out and practice, because sometimes when you're first learning, you'll just keep poking and you could destroy your piece. And I done it myself, so that's how I know. So your best bet is just to kind of get a scrap piece of clay and practice. See how that one came down a little bit too low? I'm going to pull it back out and kind of readjust till I find where I want that to come out. And then I can kind of reseal that. Beautiful. All right, so for my earrings, I should probably do the same concept and then hang a little pearl down. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that and then hang a little pearl down from it, because that'll look really pretty. You see how I went through that front? So now I got to readjust that and make sure that's not going to happen. Okay. Make sure nothing's on the back there. And I'm actually going to lay this as if that's my earring right now laying down, so I can see how it's all gonna fall like into place. Your earrings, I almost want to say they're more important because it's one piece. When you have multiple pieces, you can have a slight adjustment. When it's an earring and it's one piece, it's going to be more noticeable. So you always want to make sure your earrings are, I don't want to use the word perfect because perfect is like what, I don't know, it's everybody has a different opinion, but you want to make sure that they're more precise. And I just want to make sure that I lay these down, that I didn't lose shape on both of them. Okay, so that's good. Okay. I'm going to get my new one. Get a clean one. So I want to carefully put my earrings at the top so I know which ones are going to be my earrings, and then the rest will be the necklaces. And I also want to, as I'm laying these down, I want to make sure they're nice and flat and laying properly before I put them in the oven, because I don't want them warped. So make sure everything's laying flat. This is going to be so perfect for anybody that you know that's a quilter. Would love this. I mean, I don't quilt. I do sew a little bit, but I don't quilt. I would love to quilt, and I would absolutely love something like this because it's just a fun piece. All right, $2.75, half hour, and we will be back. Okay, so my pieces are out of the oven. I have them all lined up exactly how I want them to lay out. And I grabbed my silver wire here, and then all I'm going to do is start placing my pieces on this wire. So I have my pearls, and I'll just start with, I'm going to start with one end, and then I will work my way down. And I'm not going to cut any wire until I know how much I actually need. To remove the pins, the easiest way is to grab the pin and then just pull it. And I always find it easier to hold the wire with a pair of pliers and push it through that way than trying to push the clay through itself. It just kind of makes it go much, much easier. And I'm thinking that's about the size I will actually need. So hold the wire and then pull through it. Now you could go with the skinnier wire. I want to make sure that this has a nice tight fit to it, and that's why I'm going with a little bit thicker than normal. Oops. All right, last one. Put that on. And there we go. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I am going to first bend my wire that direction. I will trim it up. See, about right there. So I'm leaving about that much room. Let's see. And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to bend it over and make a loop. I want everything nice and taut. I'll do the same thing, bend it over. I'll trim up my wire. You get it a little bit shorter than that. And then take my pliers and go right over. And then we have part of our necklace here. I think that looks so pretty. I hope that you guys can see all the detail in those pieces because it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so with the earrings, we're actually going to keep this piece in. And what I am going to do is I'm going to get one of my pearls. I'm going to put my piece back in. And then I want to see if I could get another small pearl on here or not. I'm not sure if I can, if I will have a long enough piece here. And unfortunately, I will not. But that would look really pretty. I wonder if I could do just a longer pearl. Let me see how I want to do this. All right. I have an idea of what I want to do here. So I'm going to cut a longer wire here. And I'm going to, oops, loop this over. And if you could see, I actually looped it twice, and then I'm going to pull it up like that. So, and then I'll put my pearl on. Okay. And make sure that it is up against there snug. There we go. And then I'll get my earring piece, put that through. And then we're going to add another pearl. Let's get this one. There we go. Cut that. And then make my loop to hang my earring. So very, very cute. And I love that I can move my loop around so I don't have to put any jump rings or anything on. I like that. Okay. And there we go. So the earrings are done. And next we want to put on our chain. And this is really simple. So you basically just get your chain, wrap it around your neck to where you want this to end. You can measure if you want. I don't like to measure it because I prefer to go right off of the length of my neck and chest. Okay, so next I'll take my two ends here. Find my middle. Right there. And that's where I want to cut it because that will give me two equal parts of my chain. Open up your loop. Put Put your chain on. Maybe. Put your chain on. There we go. Close it up. Do the same thing with this one. Make sure it's closed all the way. And I'm going to grab a couple jump rings here. And a clasp. Open up your jump ring. Connect it. Clasp. And reclose. And next one here. And let's take this and close this. All right, and there is our necklace. What I love about using the wire method is you can really flex it and make it in any shape that you want and decide how you want to wear it. So if you want it more up like this, you could do that. If you want it more out, you could do that. So I love using the wire and having the flexibility to do any different designs. Lastly, to finish this project off is we need to put our earring tops on. And this is super simple. You're just going to take your loop here, open it up, and then put it on your earring and then reclose it. So very, very easy. So there's the back, the front, and then our earrings and our necklace. And I am not going to gloss these because I love it being the matte the way it is. There's nothing that we need to protect. Everything is our clay, so no need for any gloss glazes or anything like that. So I'm going to keep it exactly the way it is. I hope that you guys enjoyed creating these pieces with me. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!